Hello, my name is Catherine Baldwin, and if you don't know me, I am the author of How to Fall in Love, a 10-step journey to the heart. I'm also a love, dating and relationships coach and a midlife mentor. So what is a midlife mentor? Well, I help people change their lives mid-course. You can be at any age or stage, but you might know that you need a change, you might feel it in your heart, and as I wrote in the introduction to this video, you might wake up in the morning and as you get ready for your day, you may feel your soul go to sleep, or you may walk into your office and switch on your computer and feel that light inside go out. And why do I say that? Well, because that was a phone call coming in while I was live on video. That's really annoying. Why do I know those experiences of feeling my light go out or my soul go to sleep? Because I had those experiences, and I was in my mid-30s. I had an amazing job, a job that many people would die for. I was a political reporter for the global news agency Reuters. I was based in the House of Parliament. I wrote about the Prime Minister. I travelled with the Prime Minister, and for many years it was really, really exciting. But as I changed on the inside, as I did lots of personal development work and changed my relationship with myself, recovered from binge eating and eating disorder, began to understand my compulsion to prove my worth and my addiction to what other people thought about me, and began to let go of some of those things, I slowly started to see that the work that I was doing was no longer in tune or aligned with my authentic self. So I had a breakdown, which reminds me of that moment in Brené Brown's vulnerability TED talk, where she says breakdown and has it on tiny letters on the screen. I'll call it a breakdown. I was signed off work with stress, depression, anxiety, grief, bereavement. It was a year after my dad had died. I was struggling with a real feeling of emptiness and where was I going with my life, and that routine of going to work every day and switching on my computer and feeling a complete disconnection with what I was doing and feeling that it wasn't aligned with my authentic self was really soul destroying, and I think it contributed to how terrible I was feeling. And it took many years of trial and error and one huge leap of faith, or several leaps of faith, but one really big one, which was when I left my full-time, secure, highly paid journalism job to do, I didn't know what, to go it alone, to explore different careers, to find my way, to understand myself. And here I am, 9 years after I left that job, and I've done different things since then, but finally, and it doesn't have to take you this long, I guess I just wasn't brave enough to go for it to begin with, or maybe I didn't know what it was that I really wanted to do. But finally, 9 years on, I have written a book, which is one thing that I always wanted to do, How to Fall in Love, a 10-step journey to the heart. I have grown a love, dating and relationships business, coaching business, and my midlife mentoring, and I'm running retreats and workshops and a Facebook group, a couple of Facebook groups. And this video came to me as I ran along the beach this morning, and that's where I get my courage for my day, and that's where I remind myself of how important it is to have done what I've done, to have changed my life, to have found my place by the sea, and to be doing work that I love every day. Now, it's not easy. Ask anyone who knows me well, and I haven't found it easy. I don't find it easy. I don't find the constant being my own boss, coming up with my own ideas, self-promotion. I don't find that easy by any stretch, partly because it isn't, and partly because of my personality. So as I mentioned, I'm in recovery from an eating disorder, in recovery from codependency, which is very much an addiction to what people think of me, an addiction to security at all costs, an addiction to being loved, universally liked. So I'm in recovery from those things. I've got my stuff, I've got my baggage. So sales and marketing isn't easy, and it's particularly not easy for me. But that doesn't mean that I'd go back. It doesn't mean that I would stop what I was doing. Doesn't mean that, although some days I wake up and think, oh, I'm going to get a job, it doesn't mean that I want to do that. I want to continue to follow this path, which requires courage and vulnerability and authenticity. And why is it important? I believe it's vital for our emotional and mental health and our well-being for some of our day to be doing something that we love. And, I don't want to say that we can all quit our jobs and let go of our responsibilities and just do what we love, because that's not realistic. So that's why in my midlife mentoring, I encourage, firstly, that we identify what it is that makes us feel alive, that makes our heart sing, that we connect to ourselves on a really deep level, and we understand what it is that makes us tick and that brings us joy. And we trial things. We take baby steps, or we dip our toe in the water. So maybe we try a new career. We don't let go the one we're doing, but we try something new on the side, or we go part-time and we try something different, or we go and test out that place we're thinking of moving to. So when I moved down here from London to Dorset, I did some trial periods, I did some weekends, I did a week here and there, and then I did a 6-month experiment, which turned into 2 years, buying a house with my partner, and getting engaged. So that experiment clearly worked. But if it hadn't, I hadn't lost anything. I could have gone back. So I encourage experiments, baby steps, dipping your toe in the water, always connecting to yourself on a really deep level. Is this good for me? Is this right for me? How do I feel when I'm here, when I'm doing this work, when I'm in this place? And, sometimes with this sort of self-employment and self-promotion and coming up with these ideas all the time, when it's challenging and when I feel like I don't know what I'm doing, or I don't have a purpose, I can remember the group coaching calls that I do with my Love Ladies, which is my community of women who are single and looking for a relationship. And the group coaching calls that I've done on my How to Fall in Love course, and how filled with purpose I feel in that hour and a half. How I love connecting to these women, and I love sharing my experiences and giving them guidance when they ask for it. I love facilitating these conversations and having these conversations about intimacy and dating, and I feel really fulfilled and alive, which is completely the opposite of that feeling of soul deadness and depression and light gone out. It's the opposite, and that is what I strive for, and that is what I would love to help people feel on a daily basis, if possible. I believe it's important. We all know life is short. We all know that, illness, sickness comes when we least expect it. And, we all know that in order to achieve our goals, we have to feel the fear and do it anyway. And all those things are easy to say, but not easy to do. And I know, because I've done them. And I was just pitching a story to a magazine actually about the self-help addict who finally helped herself. So behind me I've got stacks and stacks of self-help books, all the classics, Susan Jeffers' Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, all Brené Brown's books about vulnerability and courage, and Elizabeth Gilbert on magic, and lots of books. And I've read them all, and books on money and abundance and all those things, and I'm still reading them. But sometimes these days when I pick up those books, what is amazing is that I have written my book, I have published my book, I am doing the coaching work that I love to do. I live by the sea, I run on the beach, I swim in the sea as I did this morning. I do work that I love. So I still need help, I still need support, I still need those books, I still need people to guide me. But I feel like I have taken action, which is what we need to do. And, I was writing up a page for another retreat that I'm hosting. So I've got one in November, 17th to the 19th, How to Fall in Love retreat, and I was just writing up a page for my for another retreat in January, the 12th to the 14th, and about, I know from experience that it's only when I prioritize a certain area of my life, so maybe my work, my book, or my relationship, when I shine the light on that, when I bring that into sharp focus, when I put some time and space and effort and energy into that area of my life, when I take action, and particularly when I take action as part of a supportive community with support from others, that is when the change happens. So, I would encourage you to, if there is an area of your life that you want to change, if you want to move to doing work that leaves you feeling soul dead and puts your spirit to sleep, to work that brings you to life and makes you feel alive, then I could encourage you to identify what it is that makes you happy, that makes your heart sing, that makes you feel fulfilled and full of purpose. Find a way to do a little bit of that, even if you can't do it all the time, to do some of that, so you can keep reminding yourself, you can keep having that feeling, this is what makes me happy, this is what makes me feel alive. And then when you go back to doing what you don't want to be doing, the contrast will be so great. And if we keep doing that and keep doing that, we will be spurred on to change, because we won't be able to ignore it. So identify what it is, try it out, share it. So I've written all my hopes and dreams all over my blog for years, since I was 40, so that's 6 years ago. And sharing them, writing them down, has given me such momentum to change. It might have taken 2 years from when I wrote on my blog that I was leaving London, but I wrote it and it happened. I've been writing about writing my book without finishing my book for so long, and then I just wrote a different book and published that. So write these things down, share them, and if possible, get support for whatever it is that you want to achieve. So if you're looking for a relationship, share that, find some support, read books or get some coaching, join my Love Ladies community, come on my retreats, check out howtofallinlove.co.uk. If you want to change your life and find a career that you really love, find a mentor, find books are good, but from my experience, books aren't enough to change my ways. I need to be able to take action with the encouragement and guidance of other people. I need to be part of some sort of community. I need a coach or a mentor or someone just to jog me along. So don't be alone, don't be isolated, and find a community that works for you. And I'd just love to encourage you to imagine where you want to be and what you want to be doing. If you were to ask me that a number of years ago, I would have said that I want to be living by the sea, swimming in the sea, walking or running on the beach. And I want to be coaching people. I want to be encouraging, inspiring, uplifting, and helping people change if that's what they want. I would have said that that's what I want to be doing. That is what that is what I'm doing. As I say, it's not always easy. Sometimes I have days when I go completely crazy. I have mornings like today when I really have to challenge myself to act as if, because if not, the self-doubt will just swallow me whole and I won't be able to do anything. I have to act as if. I have to act as if I entirely, wholeheartedly believe in myself. I have to cancel out those voices that say, you know, it's not going to happen for you, or there aren't enough clients for you, or there isn't enough money for you, or the world is a dangerous, scary place, and stay small and stay quiet and don't say anything. So I have to challenge those voices. So sometimes I have to act as if, but I feel alive, and I think that is really important, to get that feeling of aliveness in whatever we're doing, in our relationship, in our work, in our friendships. Fun, joy, and playfulness. So I will leave it there. Thanks for watching. If you'd like more information about me, catherinebaldwin.com or howtofallinlove.co.uk. Thanks for watching. Bye.